So in a candle, you have a center, below, above. So the center is generally the space where things happen. So the way I was taught is, as your workings go up the candle, you're setting your intentions. And once it gets to the middle, from there down, is where it begins to actually create the intention that you are setting. So the beginning of the weaving, the space in place right now, and then the creation of what is to come. That is the way that I was taught on how to do candle magic. So generally, you're going to want to write out what it is that you are seeking to achieve. So blessings or just celebration or whatever it is. And you're going to start, for me, a center dot with awareness of this space, this place that I am in right now. My mood, my emotions, my hopes, my doubts, my aggravations, my desires. Everything right now, in this moment that I am feeling. Then I'm going to start my intentions working upwards. So this can be any kind of symbols that you are aware of, or it can just be the language that you know. It doesn't have to be anything special because you're the one setting this intention. The magic begins with you, it ends with you. So I am going to write in what it is that I am looking for. So these candles I am making actually for an expo coming up, and so I'm making these for other people. And so when I go in the center here, because it's for someone else, I'm thinking about this season, this summer. I'm thinking about abundance, joy, celebration. It's June right now, so for anyone that celebrates Pride Month, or anyone that celebrates anything that has to do with summer. We also have solstice in 2 days. We have a full moon in 2 days. And so that is what I'm putting in here. I'm leaving out any personal things for myself with this particular candle. And so I'm going to write summer. Summer is the time of abundance. So I'm going to put this directly over, and I'm going to write abundance. That is what this season is. It is when everything grows, when things become warm, when we get to get out of the house, go and swim and do activities. We see more of our friends, our family more actively. All of the things that summer brings. So for me, it's also gardening. So I'm going to put in harvest. Now that can mean anything for anyone. It can mean a job. It can mean, say you're a dancer and you've been working on a routine all winter and spring, and now that it's summertime, say some of those recitals or performances or whatever groups you are finally getting together to actually perform them. So it can mean that. It can mean with the gardening, jobs, really anything. Okay, so now we have our fourth side. And here I'm going to write in love. In order to grow, we must self-love. Witness who we are and celebrate who we are. So there is our intentions. Now, on the bottom, because I'm writing this for someone else, okay, I'm going to start writing in things that come from those four. Celebration. If I can fit it. Freedom. Relaxation. Peace. Because not only at summertime do we grow, but we have time to be lazy, to relax. to enjoy what is. So the candle is now written with our intentions. So generally what you're going to want to do, if this is something you're making for yourself, is now hold it in your attention hand. Don't squeeze it, just hold it. Feel your intentions throughout your body and all your joints and all your limbs coming down into your hand, and allowing your intentions of this candle to become one. So it's blending together and empowering the candle with your intentions. Of course, for me on this one, it's for someone else. So I am picturing whoever holds this candle next and uses it and puts fire to the wick, that they have a life, a summer that is to be celebrated. So I'm now going to turn it clockwise in my hand, having that awareness of the creation, the finalization, and the reality of all of these intentions. So now the writing of is complete. So I will be doing this for both. On the next one, I'll just do a fast forward so you can just see me do it rather than listen to me again. The next part is we're going to put an oil on it. So I'm trying to be careful here because I don't have any oils that I have permission to show brand. So what I'm going to be putting on for this one is sage for protection, and then tangerine for summer, the summer abundance. I'm putting it in my passive hand because this is an act of giving rather than setting an intention. Okay, so I am now with my power hand going to roll it onto the candle, letting all of those things unite and come together. Okay, so creating up, setting intentions, and down. So I'm going to turn the candle so that the candle is turning correctly, bringing it into creation. Ooh, smells good. All right, so now we have our herbs. Now I've seen a lot of people that will just put their herbs on, and for personal use, at this point you can just rub the herbs on the candle if you're going to use it right away. But if you're not going to use it right away, you end up with a candle that looks like this, where the herbs are just put on. So it does stay for the most part, but as you can see, if I was to hand this off to someone else, a lot of those herbs are going to fall away. And so what I'm going to want to do is add wax on the outside of this candle to make sure that the herbs actually stay. Okay, so I always want to let it dry a little bit. So I have these candles. I got like a bulk of 100 of them, and they were labeled as birthday candle cake, or what is it called? The candles you put on a holiday cake or a birthday cake. And they were a bit large, so I've been using them for my spellcraft. And they've been working out beautifully. Okay. So we're going to let it melt down a little bit. Drippity. Drippity. My house is a little cold because I have the air conditioner on for the summer. So I'm going to be doing this in bits. And that way, let's do it this way. All right. Actually, let's improvise. I'm going to sprinkle some of those beautiful herbs you just saw me mixing, which is my summer blend. It's not my harvest summer blend, which is bits from my own garden. This is what I do every year for spring solstice. So it has witch hazel, it has peppermint, carnations from my own garden, roses from my own garden, rosemary from my own garden, and cracked pepper. That cracked pepper is really nice for protection magic. It's one of my favorite things to add for protection. It has almost replaced that with the combination of rosemary have really replaced salt in a lot of my everyday practice, and so I always prefer to use the combination of cracked peppercorn and rosemary. So as you see, this just takes time and work, which is really good because it allows you to get into that meditative zone where you can focus on the intention of why you are making these candles. And it allows you to see what exactly it is when you do purchase these from another witch, what it is you're buying. You're not just buying a candle with some wax and plants on it. It's the work that we put into it. There's a lot of love if another practitioner chooses to sell their wares, especially if they're handmade, because it's not something that we can just whip together. There's a dedication to it, a lot of attention to detail. So I am now going to fast forward. I'll put on some jazzy music and you can watch me go through this. Okay, so this is the final result. You're going to see that the herbs are packed well all the way around it. Now, a word of warning. If you ever burn a candle like this, you want to make sure that you're burning it in a very safe way. Probably like in a cauldron or something that has very safe sides. Maybe something like this candle here, where you can put it inside, if it was empty of course, if you can put it inside. The reason for that is, as this is burning, this entire candle becomes a flame. The whole thing will light up. And the point of that is that when you use this, you're using it for the celebration of abundance. And so all of these herbs, as the candle is going, is lifting up into the air and allowing those blessings that you are giving to be presented to the universe. And you want to be very safe when you are burning these, but that is the purpose of them. So as I said, this blend is my summer protection, summer abundance, and summer celebration. And you can see what goes into making them now. They're quite easy to make, and what I really love is you kind of zone out when you're making them, allowing you to go into that meditation state, to go ahead and put those intentions really into it, to go ahead and zone out with that focus on why you're making this candle. So hopefully that you've enjoyed this short little video and that you might want to make your own like this. And if you do, I'd love to hear how it went. And happy witching, happy solstice.